Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamel.
And we are here in the beautiful new offices of Stuart and Shelby. It is like a little oasis when you're driving down here. I was like, okay, where am I going? Oh, wow, right? It's the trees. I mean, it's beautiful here.
I mean, they've done some great work over here with this building, especially over in this area. There's a lot of great work happening in this part of Delray.
Well, my studio, you remember, used to be over this way. Oh gosh, now what, 4 or 5 years ago, and there was like not much happening over here, and now it's booming.
Just ugly warehouses back here in the back, and some rundown houses, but not
exactly. Well, we used to have our benchmark for our clients was turn at the creepy house on the corner, and I was like, oh, that's not the best. Look, creepy house is gone. There's beautiful buildings and all kinds of things happening this way too.
Yes. I remember when, as a kid, walking down this street, going to elementary school, going to Pine Grove. There's nothing over here but that little creepy house, and all grass and everything over here. But it's this is a beautiful building. It's
alive. Yeah. Well, we have to talk about the 4th of July since that was this week. Did you do anything fun?
I just really, bounced around to different family members' houses just to say hello to, family. We have family barbecues on both sides of my family, and then my family and I basically just stayed home and lit up the block, as I was saying.
Oh, he's one of those. Those are those fireworks we saw.
It was nice, just the neighbors really getting together and lighting fireworks for all of the kids on the street and on the block. So it was really nice. It was better than, for me, it was better than going out somewhere and a whole crowd of people. It's just so much crazy stuff going on in the world, so I didn't want to be in that environment.
It's true. Well, I went to the crazy stuff downtown, and I have to say the city of Delray Beach did a wonderful job of helping us feel safe, because a lot of us were a little scared going out. The fireworks were incredible. There were vendors selling their food and other products. Like Self was there selling their beautiful soaps, and there were so many people that just came out and showed up, and there was live music, and the fireworks were great. I mean, it was like next level fireworks, and it was a good time. And I have to say there was a lot of police and the city worked really hard to make sure that people felt comfortable coming out.
I seen people posting stuff like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, they have snipers on the roof. In which,
did they? I missed
those. A lot of times what a lot of people don't know is that the city does a lot to prepare and keep everybody safe that's coming to a lot of events in the city. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and yes, there are people standing up there. They want to make sure everybody's safe. So it's basically for your safety. So yes, them having snipers on the roof is for your safety at the end of the day.
So if you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry,
about it at all. So yes.
Well, so thank you to everyone in Delray Beach that made a beautiful, safe event for all of our residents and people who visited.
Yes, I'm happy that it went off well. I remember at one point they got rid of the fireworks being on the beach and things of that nature, but seeing the videos of everything, looked like everything went smooth.
Oh, they were great. It was a great event. But speaking of great, we need to bring on one of our city's finest.
Be great.
Oh, you sound like you were going to do the whole announcer voice. Now you
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we bring to you the one and only.
Keep going, I like it.
Chucky Halberd, president of Stuart and Shelby Development.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us. I mean, you really created such a beautiful space over here.
We love it. We needed the space, the extra room. We miss being downtown.
I know.
But we love our new office, and the location's fabulous, and we're just excited to be here. Still a little bit of setting up to do, but it's a great place to be.
How long have you been in this location?
About 2 months now.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months is it.
So for those people and those individuals that don't know about Stuart and Shelby Development, you want to explain?
They must be asleep.
Yeah, they must be asleep. Let's wake them up right now.
So we're a local general contractor developer. We mostly do work for private clients, so we do spec homes ourselves. I started Stuart and Shelby in 2016. I had been vice president, 2006, I'm sorry.
I was like, wait, I don't think it was that reason, was it?
Yeah, I'm a little mixed up, but
I
happened to be vice president for a national developer at the time. Like everybody in 05, 06, things started slowing down, took a big pay cut, and said it's time to do my own thing after 40 years of doing work for other people. So that's how it began.
That's incredible. And one of the things that we all know you from is you're always involved in town. And I think as a community member, we've all heard your name. Any event that we have, you are part of. So what is your reason for doing that? Besides because you're busy with work and getting involved in so many things for the community.
Yeah, thanks for asking. When I started the company, it was based on two things: to build affordable housing, and also to build the company through community. And having served on numerous boards over my years, both city and nonprofits, I felt it's important, especially Kids and Cops is where it all started. It's turned into little arts and culture and some homeless things we're working on. But I think my parents raised me right, and it was to help others even when you can't help yourself sometimes. Yeah. Getting out of yourself makes you feel better. And that's really how it all evolved.
Wow.
Yeah, I truly agree. And, speaking of community, I want to thank you just for being supportive of the kids at Atlantic High School, the football program, and the EGS project, just all of those local nonprofits and everything that's happening here in the city. So you're not really one of those people that just talk about it. You really walk that walk. So I just got to say thank you for opening your heart and being able to support these programs in the community. So that's really big.
You're welcome. That's our future. The kids are our future,
It's true.
There's no doubt about it. And I'm blessed. Both my sons were raised in Delray public schools, came through them from Banyan Creek to Carver to Atlantic, one at the old Atlantic, one at the new Atlantic,
cool.
which was interesting. Stu, my oldest, went to the last year at the old Atlantic. Shelby went to the first year of the new Atlantic. And they're both doing fabulous. Both live in Delray and
Amazing.
Just not in the business, even though it's named
after them.
But I started sweeping floors when I was 13. I tried them sweeping floors. It's
not worth it.
Didn't work So I would say Shelby went into film, and Stuart is in sports and entertainment.
That's great.
So with Stuart and Shelby, what type of projects do you have coming up? What type of big projects, creative projects? Well, everything is creative in the country. Sure. What type of projects do you have coming up?
So right now we have about 32 projects going.
Wow.
We have about 40 in the pipeline. Anything from affordable housing. So I build for different municipalities and nonprofits, Adopt a Family of the Palm Beaches, Community Land Trust of Palm Beach County. So we have about 10, 12 custom homes going in the Delray, Boca area. We have some affordable homes coming up in Fort Pierce. I'm working with the city on a project there right now that'll break ground for us in January, hopefully. We're building a few scattered affordable housing, working on a homeless project with a private residence right now, trying to find the land to build some housing for homeless seniors. And a bunch of renovation work. We do condos. We just finishing up 6 historic home renovations, and we have 5 new ones on the books.
Wow.
So
that answers the question. I guess we'll have to ask: is he really busy with?
Yes,
how is work and how's business?
Well, have you run into any issues in your business, as so many of us have, with all of the supply chain? I mean, I can't imagine, because you guys need a lot of supplies. Yeah. Has that been a problem for you guys? I mean, you guys keep rolling along, because I see your signs and you're moving. I see guys over there every day. They're doing a good job. Have you noticed anything, or have you been able to keep on moving as quick as you'd like?
It's definitely slower.
Yeah.
So what used to take affordable homes we used to build in 12 weeks, it's taking 20 weeks.
Wow.
The materials have been kind of interesting. So I have a couple homes that appliances were ordered like last February 16th, a year plus ago. Yeah. People moved in November. We just got the oven and the dishwasher in February of this year. I got other homes we ordered last December because they said 10 to 12 months. They showed up in March. So now we got them in storage. We've rented a bunch of storage space. So that's what we've been doing. We've been bringing everything in early. I'm storing plumbing fixtures. I'm storing air conditioners. We're trying to get ahead of the curve with the issues. Labor's been a big issue too, as every industry is suffering right now. But we have national deals with windows and paints and certain products. So we have a little advantage over some guys, like the big builders all do that.
Yep. Right.
So we carry that mentality into Stuart and Shelby. But it hasn't been as fun as it used to be. I will say that.
Yeah.
So since 2006, how have you seen your business grow? Internally and externally. So when you're looking at staff and then you look at business wise, so when you first started, how many homes or how many projects were you working on compared to now?
Yeah. So when I first started, it was myself. I had 2 partners and my wife. It was the 4 of us working out of my house for the first 2 years.
Yeah. Right.
And then we rented an office and we grew to about 6, 8 people back in 10, I think. This past year and a half, we've grown from 10 people to 20 people.
Wow.
We've hired 10 people in the last year and a half. And we got one more coming on soon. So it's been a lot of growth. We went from home to buying an office building to selling that when I bought my partners out to renting an office downtown, now having this beautiful office.
I mean, this place is spectacular.
Yes,
it really is.
This is. Go ahead.
Well, so I was going to ask, so once you decided you were going to do your business, what made you pick Delray as your place to make this home base?
I moved here in 1991 with the big builder and loved the town.
Yeah.
It went from Delray or Death Ray, right, to beautiful Delray. And this was the place I wanted to be. I was always involved in some nonprofit stuff before my own business. It was important. And the company I worked for was always giving me free hand with nonprofits. That was important to them also, which was great. And I just felt this was the place I wanted my business to be. This is my home. This is where I live. And I expect to be carried out of my 1924 house. Hopefully not for 20 years or so. You know, I'm 65 now. So, yeah.
Well, I've been seeing the pictures and watching you, build your house that you have here in Delray. Everything that you, the pool and everything that you put in for Miss Pam. For your
that's Pam's
wife.
pool. Absolutely, Pam's pool. Yes, honey. Thank you.
Smart man.
But it's creative work, and then also the reason why I asked about your workers because it was one day I was walking past Cabana El Rey, and I was like, you're sitting in having lunch with your whole staff. I mean, with all of with everybody that you work with. I was like, I thought he had a small company.
No,
it was a small business. It was like 20 of you guys. But I was just like, wow, this is awesome, man. This has grown so much. So I know you've had some other what's your biggest challenge that you've faced in this industry?
Right now it's been, people have changed. So I've been blessed over the years to have really great clients, and I think they're all great. But with what's going on in the world with the stock market and everything, people have changed, their attitudes have changed. And it's, for me, I take it personal when we fail. And that's happened some lately, as every builder I talk to, every job's behind. Quality isn't what, at the end it's right, but getting there has been difficult. I got one project we should have been out of 3 months ago. We're still tinkering and waiting on materials and things. So it's just the overall what's going on in the world, I think. I think Delray is my favorite town to build in. Our building department is great. I love them. Planning in most towns is a little difficult, getting through the processes. It's nice when you have stability and you know what to expect. And hopefully we get back to that.
And I know the building department, they get beat up a lot, by a lot of people. But it's good to hear you say, that you really like working with them because you work with them day in and day out.
Well, they communicate. That's listen. Are they slow? Everybody is. They have so many permit applications going in. You can only do so much, like I can only build so much. But you can call somebody there and get an answer. It may not always be what you want, but at least they talk to you.
Which is huge.
So it's my favorite town to build in. Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing too, is like you're saying, at the end of the day, you feel responsible, but a lot of things are out of your control. And I think people just, in general, everybody watching needs to be patient because there's so many things happening behind the scenes. And unfortunately, you're the point of contact, so I think they come at you. But it isn't. It's so many steps along the way, and it becomes a domino. If one is late, then everything becomes late. Do you have a favorite style of building you like to do? Or do you just like to do different things?
Sadly, I'm not the biggest fan of the modern boxes, and I'm doing some of those right now. I'm more of a Key West, Bermuda style, or my 1924 shotgun house. I love the old cottages in Delray, a lot of the old stuff, And that's why when we did our addition, we tried to maintain, we didn't raise ceilings, and we kept everything at 8 foot. We tried to keep with the integrity of the house built in 1924.
That's wonderful. I like the 1920 Spanish style, or my dream.
Yeah, this is all wood siding. This is a true,
so beautiful.
Just a shotgun house.
So as a business owner and also as a leader, if you were in a room and we had some of your employees in here and we asked them, how is Mr. Halbert? How is he as a leader? How is he as a owner or president of the company? What would you hope that they say? What do you think they would say about you?
I would hope they say I'm fair, that I treat them, with transparency, with honesty, integrity. I buy them lunch most days, so they should like me. I mean, we eat in the office. We used to go downtown all the time. We're too busy. Our lunches are here, and we're great. We got a bunch of little places right around here. But we just hope they see I treat them fair and I take care of them. And I'm always straight with them. I don't. I came into the business at 13, as I said. My uncle brought me in. He was a yeller and screamer. I swore I would never operate that way, and I don't believe I ever have. If something's not working out, you just shake somebody's hand, you say, have a great day, see you later. And I've never burnt bridges with subs that I know of. If they're not working out, I may get rid of them, but I'll try them again. And my clients, I try to treat them with respect and, integrity.
Well, everybody I know, they have nothing but great
things. I was going to say, I've never heard anybody have anything negative to say about him.
There's a couple out there, trust me.
But you have so many supporters out there, you don't have to defend yourself. So if somebody says something negative,
there's enough of us that will jump on you.
You got a lot of people that will jump.
Yes, I hope so.
And you have the cutest coworker, Sammy, who we met when we came in. Cutest puppy.
Yeah, he's in Patty's office.
He's so cute.
He's been talking the whole time.
He's so cute. I mean, that makes it fun to come to work, too, when you get to see a cute little fuzzy face first thing.
Yes. Well, is there anything else that you want to share about?
No, I appreciate you guys coming down here to visit us at the new office. And at some point, Coastal, we're going to have a big grand opening. They're working on that, I think, with the chamber. So I'm looking forward to that. And just glad to be here.
And for people who need to work with you on renovating or they have a project, how do they find you? No, he's too busy. You can't touch him.
Down a lot of work, actually. So Delray, we still take most things, but we're not a kitchen and bath remodeling company. We're really full renovations or new homes or big condo rentals. But 561-637-7902 is the office number, and give us a call anytime.
See if you can get on the list, guys.
Yes.
Oh, we see Sammy. Here's Sammy. Okay, we couldn't be here and not let Sammy make it a debut.
You want to say anything?
Hi, Sammy.
You want to say hi?
What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Oh my, look at that face.
Up and down the aisle.
Look at that
On the
face.
banners.
How could you not want to come to work?
Right on cue. Sammy comes knocking on the door.
Sammy, so cute. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye, Sammy.
Thanks,
Thank
you.
Bye, Sammy. Bye, Chuck. I mean, seriously, one of the kindest, most generous people in this town.
But I have to say this too, and I wanted to say it while he was here. Maybe he's somewhere in the building, but I could tell him thank you again. I had some issues at my house. And he hopped on his Harley, and I called him, and he came all the way out to, Green Acres came out to give me some pointers and take a look at my crib. He's done it a couple times. So whenever I have issues or anything about it, I give him a call, and he shoots me back some advice on how to handle certain situations. So really appreciate him. So when I say, if anybody in the community has anything negative, say, guess what?
Come talk to us.
We're going to defend him. We got his back.
That's right. We certainly do.
And
you got a whole football team of boys that'll defend him too.
Yes,
so watch out, guys.
For sure.
All right. So should we bring on our next guest?
Yes. Haven't seen this guy in so long.
I know. He is a regular on the show, but we haven't seen him in a minute. So we're going to bring on Mr. Sean Hall.
Yes. Good morning.
Sean. So there's a million.
Big Santa film.
I know. I don't know.
I feel like I should stand. Just
Yes.
just.
So you're always doing a million different things, always very involved in the chamber and community events, but you just had one that raised the bar a little high.
A lot high.
You put yourself in a position, sir.
Yes.
This guy loved that event.
I did. It was really nice.
I think everybody there loved the event.
Yeah, everyone's been talking about it. Any man that you encountered that has been there was like, oh, when's the next one? And I'm like, what are they doing over there? So tell us a little bit about it. What is CORE?
So CORE stands for Creating Original Relationships and Experiences. So the Chamber has a ton of great programs for young professionals, for women, for nonprofits. They've got great networking happy hours and stuff that they're doing. But through talking with Lynn at the Chamber and some other people, we realized there's no strong men's group at the Chamber of Commerce anymore. Every other demographic is being served and being served well. There wasn't really anything for us guys to kind of do. So I started kicking the idea around a little bit, and I wanted to put something together that was more than just a happy hour, right? I wanted to put together these experiences that men could have that will enrich their lives, but also help them just bond with other people. Because we always want to do business with people that we like and that we're friends with, right?
Of course.
So this is a great way to get guys out, let them blow off some steam, let them learn a little something, and have that shared experience with each other, so that way they can go on and then do business together. So the first event we had at Warren out in West Delray, which if you haven't been to Warren,
oh, it's amazing.
It'll instantly become one of your favorite places to go. They have over 1,000 bourbons and whiskeys in-house there. So we were lucky enough to have John Fitzpatrick, local legend,
spiritual advisor
out there. guide us through how to make a good, proper, smoky old-fashioned. Every guy got a welcome old-fashioned when they came in. And then they did a really good bourbon pairing with a lot of the food that they have out there, which is incredible. And they just opened their own bakery, so we got some of the desserts.
Ooh.
And they would explain each bourbon, where it came from, the different terminologies, what's the difference between bourbon and whiskey and bourbon and scotch and all the things. So we got an education that night. We got some good food and we got to hang out in a really awesome environment.
Well, this guy had been complaining for a long time about all the focus on women events. Every time that we mentioned him on the show, he'd get salty. So you guys listened.
I mean,
Yeah.
He was your inspiration,
I'm talking
right?
about listened, and they responded well to whiskey and food and network.
Everything is man-like. Everything is guy-like.
Yes, I mean, it was perfect. I think you had, and it was quality. It was quality people in the room.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's about,
Yes.
is more even about than the experiences, the people you get to share it with, I think, a lot of times. And from what I've heard, because, I wasn't welcome, it sounded like there were so many people from different businesses and different areas of town, which I think is what makes an event wonderful.
And we couldn't have done it without Chuck Hallberg and Stuart and Shelby, who is our annual sponsor. We're actually going to spotlight the rest of the sponsors next week on Delray Morning Live. But when I saw that you guys were here today, I was like, I had to take the opportunity to come out, talk about the event, and then thank Chuck and Stuart and Shelby for really being our annual sponsor for CORE. So I had to stop by. But the problem is, that event was so good.
I know. I don't know how you're gonna. How are you gonna do it again?
I'm literally trying to figure out how I'm gonna at least keep it at the same level, if not try to level up a little bit. So my committee and I are hard at work trying to put together those pieces, because we're gonna have 2 more CORE events this year. And then we're shooting for 6 next year. If I can come up with
You've
that
got
many
it. I have
amazing
faith
events.
in you. I have faith. You're a very
I can't let
creative
Jamal
guy.
down,
Hey, good luck on topping that one.
He's gonna be standing there
no pressure.
scrutinizing.
No pressure. No pressure.
But it was a great event. Like I said, we ended up selling out. So, we had a cap of about 45. I think we ended up with 47 that showed up. It's a great event
Especially
for Warren.
for your first event.
We should have walked in. We should have walked into it, but I think it was like a sprint to Warren. Maybe it should have been in checkers outside on the picnic table at
Or
first.
you could have just got
we
a
went to
couple of
Warren
beers
first.
and sit on the
could have had
beach.
some Coronas or MD 4040 or or a St. Ives or something.
We definitely we leveled up on this one, and
well, you got to keep it up. Keep it up.
And
Keep on going.
Warren did not disappoint. I mean, Randy out there, who was their events manager, helped put this together, and obviously everybody knows Wayne. Wayne kind of was an instrumental part of that, and JP and Iggy and the entire team out there really just went above and beyond. Like,
Great.
So I've got to figure out with my committee how we're gonna top that.
You've got this. You've got this.
And if there's anybody out there that have any ideas,
make sure you message him.
I will totally take any suggestions. We have a few ideas that we're kicking around a little bit.
I've heard a couple that you were thinking of. I won't reveal, but I think it's on the same level.
Yeah, so hopefully we can
this.
kind of finalize some things and put stuff together, because I don't know how we're going to top that, but great event. Again, thanks to Chuck and the entire team here at Stuart and Shelby for being that annual sponsor. And I look forward to coming back next week, where we get to actually meet some of the other sponsors that we had and kind of highlight them, because they're also great. The group of people we had there, the experience that we had, is something that people will remember for years to come, and that was my goal.
For the people who want to find out about the next events for CORE, where do they find out the information?
The best place to go to find out the information once they announce is you should be following the Chamber across all social media platforms. That's where we disseminate tons of information, not just about CORE, but about YPAD, Focus on Women, new member spotlights. Everything happens on our social media. You can also go to our website, which is delraybeach.com. There's an event calendar that we have where you'll be able to see the events, purchase your tickets, register for different things. So delraybeach.com is a great resource for that. And
sign up for the newsletters.
Yeah, sign up for the newsletter. I mean, there's tons of information in there, discounts, specials, blog posts, all sorts of stuff. They do a great job with that. So the marketing department at the Chamber is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Sean.
you very much.
And
Absolutely.
I look forward to hearing about the next one since I shall not be able to join
Hey,
you.
listen, you could level up focus on women too if you want.
Maybe if I wear like a mustache and a beard.
You have to wear one of those sunglasses, nose, mustache
Yeah,
combos.
they kinda get
with
in.
a nice hat, and I would look the other
I can
way.
get it? All right, done.
Yeah, I would look the other way. But he'll be there, and he'll tell you.
I just
all
had
about
a
it.
visual. I was laughing.
Buying one, Jamel. I'm gonna show up and see what you guys do.
I'll bring one for you next week. You can try that on. So.
Perfect.
But yeah, thanks to everybody that came out. Again, next week we'll highlight our other sponsors, but thanks again to Chuck and Stuart and Shelby and the Warren and everybody that came out and made that first core event. I mean, you know, the best thing and the worst thing that ever happened to me because now I have to figure out other things to do.
You've got this. We have faith. You better get planning
Yep.
now.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Sean. Good to see you as always. I mean, listen, now I know how you feel. Because I'm like a little salty I couldn't go. I kept teasing you about being salty, not being able to go and focus on women. And I'm like, well, that sounded really fun. So I just need to go do my own by myself over at the Warren.
Yeah, and I think it was the other day I seen something. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. Seen something online. That's my ADD kicking.
I know. I'm like, where are we going?
All across the other place. But I was just thinking about the event that you guys were planning at Ellie's Diner. Mm-hmm. And then I seen online the other day that they're closing down. I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
Such like just a special place here in town.
It is.
Did you see Vanilla Ice bought the Marilyn and the Elvis?
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, he
I
was.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. I did.
Oh, you did see that? Oh, I didn't know if you saw.
No,
I didn't know
I
if you
did see it.
saw
I did
that.
see it.
I know you know who he is.
No, I did see it. But that was really cool. I mean, that was a really cool spot. I was like, oh man, that place has been a staple here for
for a
so
long
For a
time.
long time.
Like,
A long
I
time.
mean, when my grandparents lived here a long time ago, my grandfather took us there. And I think that's the thing about Delray that is so special but it's also hard when you see these really unique places and change. But we constantly are getting new and exciting things here too. So it's about celebrating the history of this town.
And it's growth.
Yeah,
It's growth. A lot of people really don't like growth, but the city has grown a lot.
Yeah,
So like Chuck was saying, from Delray, to Delray to what it is, but it has grown tremendously.
It's true. When my grandparents lived here a long time ago, like they had a house here and a house up north, and when we would come here, we're like, oh, it's so boring. I was like, I don't want to go. And like, fast forward, and like, this is the town. I really feel like my grandfather was an artist, and I feel like this is what he saw, that like, as kids, we were like, what are we going to do there? We sit at their house and go to the beach. But it's become like such a unique, special place full of wonderful
from kids
people.
all the way up to the seniors, there are events for everybody.
Yeah, there's something for everybody in town, and I think there's so many people that work really hard to make it that way.
Yes,
so
totally
everyone
agree.
can feel welcome.
I totally agree. How was your event at your shop?
Oh, it's so good. We had our first little sip-in shop. And yeah, we had a nice turnout of people, because especially for those of us in retail in Delray, summers can be a little tough. So we want to do something for locals to come out and enjoy. And we had some Prosecco and sparkling water and things, and they could shop and see the new things first before it gets to be season and everybody rushes into all the stores. But yeah, it was lovely. And thank you to everybody who showed up for us. And we're going to continue to do that. And now we're finding a lot of our amazing nonprofits that we can partner with to give back percents of sales and a lot of those things on a regular basis. Instead of doing it, a few times a year, we're going to do it a lot more consistently because there's so many people and so many great organizations. It's hard to decide which one to partner with. So we're going to partner with a bunch of them.
And if you haven't checked out our shop, you have to check it out over on Northeast
you.
2nd and Pineapple Grove. A little while, you really have to go in there. It's very unique. A lot of great things in there,
I
too.
appreciate your plug. And it's
Just
not just kids.
Just waiting on the bow ties and socks for me. That's all we're doing.
I know, he
just
keeps
throwing it out
bugging.
there.
Okay, well, we're going to take a poll and see how many people besides Jamel are going to come in and purchase that for me, because I'll make it for you. But
Trust me. Just put it there. Just put the socks.
Okay, we got 2 bow ties. All right, Sky, we're doing bow ties.
But thank you guys for joining us today. Have a Delray day. Peace.